God gives me reassurance and faith by knowing that if I need to confess something, that I can go to God and He will listen to me without saying anything that I can hear. But back up there, He's talking right back. I think that Him being a teacher should be brought up in the Apostles' Creed because it has helped a lot more people learn about God and how He taught. It has also been a major help with learning the different types of prayer and what to pray and how to pray. Overall, I think that God's teachings should be added to the Apostles' Creed because it has left a big impact on how we humans have grown over the years. During this time in my life, I think that God is wanting me to show my love for Him and how much of my faith I know. I also think that it is something He has a standard for everybody to make them a better people, and learn more about God and learn more about Him Himself. I think that God gave us the 10 Commandments because they are basically like biblical laws for people to follow, and every commandment sets a point and obviously has a rule, but they are there for people to follow them. And though not everyone follows them, I know that most people in the house of God try to follow them, speaking for myself too. My commandment is thou shalt not steal. I chose this one because it takes a huge role in my life to do the right thing all the time. And if I want something that my neighbor has or my friend has, that I have to work hard to be able to have it and not to steal. I think that is the foundation of the first commandment to my commandment is that I should not try to steal from God or believe in another God. Next, in my daily life, my commandment teaches me not to steal from my friends or my family because it could ruin our relationship. Finally, all the commandments help me in my everyday life because they are set in place to make me a better person, and they are helping me to meet more people and be the best that I can be. I think that the disciples wanted God to teach them how to pray, just like John taught the disciples how to pray, because just as disciples wanted to be like John's disciples and wanted to know the knowledge as they did. The disciples also wanted Jesus to teach them how to pray, because prayer was a way to connect with God in a relationship, communication is very vital. This was and is God's way of giving humans the opportunity to talk to God. This is also how God has been able to build such a good relationship with humans. The part of the Lord's Prayer that means the most to me is the following passage. And forgive those our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. This part of the Lord's Prayer means the most to me, because it is telling me that God is there to forgive not only my sins, but everybody else's. This is the part of the Lord's Prayer has helped me in life, because it has taught me that when I do or see or think of the bad things that people have done in their lives, to forgive them, because that is what God calls us to do. He has gave His only Son so that our sins could be forgiven, and also to forgive everybody else's sins. So that is the least we can do for God. So ever since I've been baptized as a kid, I've been going to church. My life and my faith has been filled with many milestones, from when I first got baptized, to when I started acolyting during church services, to when I took my first communion, and to now working on my confirmation, to prove and to show my love and faith for God. My family has played a big part in my faith in life because they have been there to support me every time I had something big in church. Another way my family has played a big part in my church experience is because they pushed me to go to church every weekend, to pay attention during church, and to show God that I cared, and I tried my best to make it to church. My mom has been there for me the most because she encourages me to pray and read the Bible, and she's the one who pushes me the most to go to church. And if I don't understand something, she's there to help me better understand the topic or whatever I'm working on. Another thing about my life and faith, in my faith, is what prayer means to me and why I pray. Prayer is something that is built into my head thanks to my parents, because when I was younger, we prayed every night before we went to bed. It was like 2 + 2 became second nature. Before you go to bed, you pray. So prayer has a special meaning to me because I've grown up with it and been around it my entire life. Being a Christian is kind of cool because back in the old days, when my mom and my dad were kids, and even older than that, everyone went to church, not just more than Christmas and Easter. And I hold that special because not many kids my age actually go to church. They get confirmed but never go. And I think it's cool that my parents want me to come to church, even though sometimes I just want to hang out with friends or do something else. I might get mad at my mom and my dad for not letting me go or hang out with friends, but at the end of the day, it's okay because my parents are doing it to make me a better person. Finally, I'm supposed to talk about what I'm going to do after I get confirmed. I plan on coming to church as much as possible, and when I start a family, I plan on bringing my kids to church, just like my parents did, to make me a better person and a child of God. Psalm 73, chapter 26. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. I chose this Bible verse because it reflects that if I shall do wrong, that God will always be there to back me up. And no matter what I do, I can always have God there for a rebound. At last, I would like to thank my great-grandma, my grandparents, my mom, my dad, for all being there when I needed to be guided in the right path. And I'd also like to thank Kaylee for helping me a lot with this, because there's been plenty of big rocks in the way that she's had to push over. But at the end of the day, I got it done, and I just like to say this is a big milestone for me and my family, and good luck, Pastor.
That's all, folks.